Hopewell Indians basketball is brought to you by RHDD, Pearl Valley Cheese, State Farm Insurance Agent Kyle Libby, Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home, Collins Meat and Food Market, and Echoing Hills.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the campus of Bowling Green State University for the Special Olympics Ohio State Tournament. I'm Casey Claxton here along with Sean Neighbor as the Hopewell Indians will be taking on the T-Rockets of Toledo Public. Sean, I know the team made the trip up last night. They had an exciting journey to get here, winning a regional championship, but they are very excited about being here and playing against the T-Rockets in the semifinals.
Absolutely. It was a long 3-hour bus ride last night, but the guys got in, they got refreshed. Got a good breakfast this morning, and they are ready to play.
Well, what did they have for breakfast? I mean, we had McDonald's on the way up, but I don't know.
I grabbed some Tim Hortons, but the hotel had a really good spread for them this morning. So Aaron made sure they were down early and fed well so that we'd have a good game today.
Aaron Mullins is in his 4th year as the head coach of the Hopewell Indians. This is his 5th year coaching overall, but the Hopewell Indians come into today's game with a record of 8-4. They were victorious. They were victorious over a very strong team in that regional semifinals. And, you know, it was one of those things that was a goal that this team set to get here. Toledo, obviously, they made it here with a win over Marion to win a regional championship. But, Sean, give us a little recap of that regional championship game as the Hopewell Indians were victorious a couple of weeks ago.
We played it up in Elyria at Lorain Community College. The guys rolled in there. It was a tough game. They played strong. Aaron's really good at getting this team prepared for whatever opponent they face. He's got a real good defensive mind, and these guys really respond well to him. So it was a lot of press and an aggressive defense that kept the ball from being moved down the court. And in the end, our shooters just won out.
So we're looking for a pretty good game today. The winner of this contest will play in what would be a championship game tomorrow. We're actually here inside the Student Rec Center at Bowling Green State University, and there are 3 games going on at the same time. So there is a lot of action. There's a big swimming event that's taking place down the way, and what an atmosphere! What a unique place to have a tournament such as this.
Well, traditionally they do a state summer games in Columbus. Usually it's just been the state basketball up here. This year, the Special Olympics Ohio Board really pushed to turn the winter games into an ordeal and an extravaganza like the state games. So we've got swimming, competition cheer, basketball. There's all kinds of events going on here all weekend long, and it's definitely a great place to be if you want to see some good competition and great sportsmanship.
Taking a look at the starting lineups for the two teams. Jacob Levine will get a start. He's been a bright spot for this team. Chris Mobley, also Hunter Markley, Colton Mobley, and Braden Markley will be the starters. For the Toledo Rockets, we'll see Joe Saunders, Cheyenne Tate, Zach Schaefer, Nathan Gore, and Liam Douglas.
Yeah, traditionally Dakota Mobley would be our main center, but he was hurt right before the regional game, and he's not able to play, so his little brother Chris will be filling in for him.
So both teams now starting to make their way out onto the court. As you mentioned, Chris will do the jumping. So the Indians very excited about being here today. They're coming off a victory over Lorain Elyria City Schools. That was back at the beginning of February, on February the 2nd. A 54-43 win for the T-Rockets. They advance. Their record is 10-1. They advanced with a 64-27 win over Marion. Their only loss of the season was against fellow Lucas team. It was the adult age team from Lucas County. So the T-Rockets only losing one time this year, and when they did it, they were playing against a team that had members in age that were over the age of 22.
Yeah, that's the problem with school age in Ohio. It's getting bigger, but there's a lot more adult teams, especially in your rural counties like ours. We have to travel a lot to play adult teams.
So it looks like it's going to be Zach Schaefer will be jumping against, so Hunter
Yeah, we had a uniform malfunction this morning.
All right, so is Hunter Markley wearing 20 then? Is that what you're telling me?
And 20 is his older brother Skylar's number for the other team that we have.
Okay, all right, so wearing the big brothers. There is the tip, and the control will go to the T-Rockets, and they will be attacking in the far court, and quickly we have a whistle right off the bat.
Yeah, it looks like they called that one on Braden.
So Braden Markley will pick up his first foul.
Aaron likes to run a really aggressive defense, so sometimes the boys can get in a little bit of foul trouble, but it's really hard for teams to move the ball on us.
And, you know, we talked about their motto, all gas and no break. That's the team motto this year, and you're seeing that right out of the gate with the Indians as Markley now loses the handle. T-Rockets come the other way, and quickly we have a whistle. Appears that someone stepped out of bounds on the sideline.
Yeah, I believe it was number 2 for the Rockets when he was dribbling down the side.
So
Joe Sanders.
Yeah. So Colton Mobley will get it into Hunter Markley, into the lane, off to Levine. Oh, just missed the bunny. Offensive
and
board.
Colton's got it. Colton Mobley, number 14.
So Colton with his first points of the game. And it is a quickly 2-0 lead for the Hopewell Indians. Looks like they're applying a little three-quarter pressure there to start, too. Does this team press much?
Yes. Aaron's got a couple of plays that he likes to do, and especially early on to set the tone. One of Aaron's big coaching philosophies is we're not always the biggest team on the court, but we will be the most conditioned. So we do a lot of running at practice. These boys do a lot of sprints and suicides so that when we get into a situation like this,
the Indians quickly come the other way. Shot up
nice
and no
job.
good.
Christopher Mobley, number 4.
So Chris Mobley gets in the act, makes it a 4-0 game.
Oh,
Levine comes away with a steal, puts it off the glass.
And
up.
gets him a bucket. Nice job.
Got it up and in. So quickly 6-0. And a quick turnover. They're going to say that there was a violation underneath the basket. So the Indians up 6-0.
Pearl Valley Cheese has been family-owned and operated for 90 years.
We don't have
We know all about tradition, hard work, dedication, and building a great team. Pearl Valley Cheese would like to congratulate the Hopewell Indians on another trip to the Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament. We're proud of your efforts on and off the court. Pearl Valley Cheese. Visit our factory and retail store in the beautiful rolling hills of eastern Ohio in Coshocton County. We're located on State Route 93, just 3 miles north of Fresno, and 5 miles south of Baltic.
And we welcome you back to Bowling Green State University. It is a 6-0 lead for the Hopewell Indians here in the first quarter. We don't have a game clock that we can view and give you an updated time, but we'll try to sprinkle in the time as we have that available. Sean, you might even be able to peek around the corner there and see the clock, or maybe they can give us hand signals whenever we have that. Indians with the basketball. Hunter Markley gets a deuce and makes it 8-0 as the Hopewell Indians quickly on top of the Toledo Rockets here in this state semifinal at Special Olympics, Ohio. Zach Schaefer quickly down the court, and he rolls right into Colton Mobley. Mobley is down on the play, but
looks like they're going to call the charge.
Yeah, so Mobley draws the charge. Jacob Levine kind of helps him up on the other end of the court. Levine will now do the inbounding on the other end.
Colton really put on some size this last year and got bigger. He's turned into quite an impressive post player for us.
Looks like we're going to have a couple of more substitutions. It's going to be a fresh 5 for the T-Rockets. Coach John Schaefer, in his 10th year, opting to go with 5 new players on the court right off the bat. His team trailing Hopewell by a score of 8-0. The teams are seated underneath the basket. Kind of a different look for all the teams. All the spectators are at the far end of the gym.
Yeah, that's when they've got so many games going on in these rec centers and field houses, it can get a little hectic with what's going on.
No points on that offensive possession for the Indians. The T-Rockets quickly go the other way, and that's Chris Nagadza with his first points of the game. Makes it 8-2.
Got a turnover, number 54. Is that James Bowser?
Bowser going the other way. Now he's going to be called for a travel.
It's a nice steal and a good hustle, just got away from him.
You can tell these guys like to run. Both of these teams wanting to get up and down the court pretty quick. Nagadza looks like he's quite a player as he's out there getting some fresh minutes off the bench. I'm not sure what they called there, Sean, but was it a foul?
I think it was Nagadza they got on the foul. Looks like Hunter will be shooting too.
Oh, so looks like they're going to inbounds it from the sideline. That's Markley out front, comes underneath to Colton Mobley, and he gets fouled.
James Bowser got him across the arm. Looks like they're going to let him shoot two this time around.
So this will be the first trip to the free throw line for the Indians here in this first quarter.
Yeah, these guys don't get to finish practice until someone makes a free throw at the end. And every time someone misses, the whole team does
they have
down
to run.
back.
We saw that earlier this week when we were filming our preview. I thought you were going to have to go out there and shoot on a couple of them, Coach.
There's been a couple of times where it's been a long one, and then there's been other ones they've come out and just it's been a pretty one and got an early practice.
Now, do they have to make two in practice, or
nope?
So
traditionally it's just one.
Yeah.
But nice shot for Colton. Traditionally it's just one, but you know we're in run to the championship mode, so everything's been a little stricter, a little harder.
Mobley's backside of two is a little strong off the iron. Rebound going to the T-Rockets, and that's Jasmine Brown who pulled in the rebound.
Looks like James Bowser got it, and Hunter knocked it out of bounds.
So they'll inbound from the near sideline. Nagadza with it. Up top for the T-Rockets, they're trailing 9-2. Looks like the Indians in a zone defense. Nagadza with it back out front again. This Indians team play a lot of zone.
So when they're on the inbound, Aaron really likes to press, but once they get down to the other side, he's got a couple of tricky little zones that he uses on people.
Markley's called for traveling. That'll turn it back over to the T-Rockets. In the first quarter of play, Nagadza gets away with the travel. Ball loose on the floor. And another turnover. So both teams kind of having a little trouble keeping their handle on the ball. You can tell Markley likes to get up and down the court with some speed.
Now, unfortunately, we get going a little too fast, especially the first part. We're a little antsy. Usually the second half they've calmed down a bit, and that's when they really put it on them. This is every bit of a second half team.
Long down court pass. Valley.
Hunter with the rebound.
Can't get it to go. Markley coast to coast cannot get it to fly. And now we have another walk. You know, both teams have embraced this all gas, no break style of play.
Absolutely.
.340 to play in the first quarter. We're kind of behind the clock. They are keeping the clock right at the scorer's table, and we are kind of to the left behind the scorer's table, not able to see it.
There we go.
Indians get another bucket.
I believe that was Colton this time around again.
So Colton has 5 points.
Oh, Jacob Levine with the steal.
So Levine can't get that to go. Full court pressure being applied by the Indians. Dylan Dobson had got into the game just a few moments ago. He's got some quality minutes. Levine tries to get it down the court. Ball loose. Dobson to Levine. And now they're going to call him for over and back.
Jason, my son, he's been playing for a number of years, and I tell people all the time, you want to watch some good quality basketball, come watch some Special Olympics.
Antonio Nino lets a three fly from about 23 feet. He can't get it to fall. Less than 3 minutes to play in the first quarter, and the Indians jumped out to an early 6-0 lead. Now they've increased it to 11-2. It's been a trail of turnovers for both teams. Nino goes the other direction.
Nice fast break.
To Shuley. He can't get the layup. They've missed some bunnies. Levine the other direction. Nice move there by Colton Mobley, but he cannot get it to fall.
And I think they're going to call that off on Braden.
So Braden will check out. Owen Markley will now enter the game for the Indians. Colton Mobley will trigger it inbounds, and now Hunter Markley called for traveling. So the winner of this game will advance to tomorrow's 12 noon championship game.
And Licking Valley, or West Licking, got a automatic into the championship game. The team they were supposed to play, Delaware, didn't end up making the trip. So
the winner will advance to play West Licking.
Yes, and we've played West Licking twice already this year. We split the games with them 1-1. They are a lot like us. They're very tough, very fast. Nice job, Hunter.
Hunter's had 2 straight baskets. He's got 6 now, as the Indians have increased their lead to 15-2. That's Gabe Shuley
nice
over on the
Hunter.
right side. Markley comes away with a steal. He'll fast break it. Shot is short. Nino gets the rebound. Tries to go long down court. That's Patrick Jordan with a handle on it. Now it's still loose. Colton Mobley chasing after it. He can't grab the handle.
Looks like they're calling it off on Colton. T-Rockets will be able to get it inbound, try to cut this lead before the end of the first.
Patrick Jordan will trigger it over on the far side of the court. That's Jaden LaBiche, who's called for a double dribble. Looking for Nino. The Indians will get it right back. So it's been all Hopewell here in this first quarter. They lead 15-2. 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Mobley to get it inbounds. That's Levine underneath the basket. Can't power it in. Nice save by Markley.
Colton got it.
Mobley to the basket, avoids Nino.
Yes, nice job.
Puts it off the glass and in.
Beautiful.
Colton Mobley leading all scorers with 7 points.
Looks like we got a foul.
It's going to go against Colton Mobley. He was just playing defense.
I tell them all the time, if you're not getting fouls, you ain't playing defense.
Casey Claxton here with Sean Neighbor as we're watching the Hopewell Indians here at Bowling Green State University. They lead Toledo from Lucas County 17-2. The winner will advance to play West Licking in tomorrow's championship game at 12 noon. Free throw by Shuley is off the mark.
The 4 years that Aaron's been a head coach, these are the boys that he's had. And he's got a 3rd place, a 1st place, and a 2nd place finish all at the state.
Surely can't get it in, but an offensive rebound there by Patrick Jordan. Gets the Toledo Rockets another deuce on the board. Markley, a running jumper, can't get it to go. I tell you, there are some serious battles underneath the basket.
The paint is a beautiful place to be. Jacob is probably our best defender. Colton, like I said, has turned into quite the post player.
21 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. The Indians leading 17-4. Nino on the far side will throw one up from about 25 feet. Markley the rebound. Quickly down to Colton Mobley.
Oh, no.
Loses the handle on it.
And forces the jump.
Yeah, jump ball there. It looks like we're going to see where the possession arrow is pointing. So it looks like they're going to let maybe the Indians keep the basketball. We'll see. Colton Mobley, there's 3 seconds remaining. To Levine, off the glass.
Oh.
Cannot get it in. Long down court pass by Nino. I tell you, he let loose of that. Do they have fast pitch baseball in Special Olympics?
I don't know if that or if that looked like something that
looks like a Trevor Bauer pitch there.
or a Pat Mahomes long ball.
It could be. We have reached the end of the first. It is 17-4. Back with more from the Special Olympics right after these messages.
Do you enjoy caring for others and having fun at the same time? Are you looking for more than just a job? Echoing Hills is a Christian ministry supporting individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities where they live, work, play, and worship. We are currently hiring direct support professionals in all of our Ohio locations. We'll provide the training. You provide the big heart and a love for life. Please visit ehvi.org/careers for more information.
Your friends at the Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home have been serving families from the Coshocton County area since 1970. For over 50 years, our funeral directors and employees have supported local organizations, schools, nonprofit groups, and extracurricular activities involving the youth in our community. Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home would like to wish the best of luck to the Hopewell Indians and congratulate the team and their families for their hard work and dedication this season. Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home, proud member of the Dignity Memorial Network of funeral, cremation, and cemetery service providers. 186 Park Avenue in Coshocton.
We welcome you back to the campus of Bowling Green State University, Special Olympics, Ohio. We're at quarter number 2 to get things started. Our Hopewell Indians currently leading by a score of 17-4 over the T-Rockets. T-Rockets with the basketball. I'm sorry, Sean, I forgot to turn your mic back on.
That's all right. It's Hopewell had a couple of substitutions on the break from the quarter.
Looks like Kendrick's out there.
And my personal favorite player, my son Jason, number 43.
Zach Schaefer gets 2 points for the T-Rockets.
Jacob trying to bring the ball down.
Jason's a hoot, you know that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is. He's quite the fella. We were watching a little bit of the video from the other night's pep rally, and I think he got an ovation among ovations whenever he was introduced. We're going to play at halftime. We're going to play a few clips from the pep rally at Ridgewood High School the other night. For those of you who got to be there, you know what we're talking about. But there were pies in the face and all kinds of things going on, and it'll be interesting. We'll show you some clips whenever we get to halftime. So Zach Schaefer has it taken away. Going coast to coast is Braden Markley. He cannot get it in. Schaefer will throw it long, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to the Indians.
Yeah, no player on this team embodies the all gas, no brakes philosophy better than Jacob Levine.
Well, and you know that's what the coach wants. If that's what he's got in mind, you just follow the game plan.
Absolutely.
Levine's pass goes over the head of Markley.
That's where that all gas, no brakes gets a little wild on you.
Absolutely. Liam Douglas will inbound it. Patrick Jordan will run the point. He's probably the tallest player on the floor right now, and he is taking control. Works his way in, puts
nice
it up
move.
and through. So Zach Schaefer's a bright spot for this T-Rockets team. He's got 4 of their 8 points. Levine loses the handle on it. Joe Saunders will be fouled right underneath the basket. Nope, that was a whistle from another court. Indians get the rebound. Markley dribbling with his left hand. Dobson can't handle it. Now it looks like Chris Mobley will check back into the game as getting a break is Jacob Levine. That's Zach Schaefer. Couldn't get that one to go in. Gore with the offensive rebound. Schaefer will try it once again. And finally, Nathan Gore rattles it home after an offensive rebound.
Unfortunately, that's the one thing this Indians team doesn't have is height.
The T-Rockets have come alive with 6 straight points here in the second quarter. The Indians have not scored here in the second quarter, but they are holding tight to a 7-point lead. So now Colton Mobley back into the game. Hunter Markley also checking back in. Dobson and Neighbor will take a seat. Zach Schaefer runs into Markley. We'll sort this out. Looks like they are going to call a foul. It will go on Braden Markley. That's going to be his second. Try to force it underneath, and it goes out of play. Looks like it was last touched by the Indians. Douglas got it inbounds. Schaefer couldn't get it to work. Now Douglas with a long 3. Air ball. Fast break. The Indians come the other direction. Markley trying to connect.
A little bit of an errant pass.
Trying to connect with Christopher Mobley. .5:30 to play here in the second quarter. I tell you, Zach Schaefer is quite a load. I wouldn't want to take a charge on him.
Now it looks like Braden got called for another block.
So that would be Markley's third, and that's definitely something that Coach Mullins has got to address with a player picking up 3 fouls in the first half. You know, he's kind of pleading to want to go back in the game, but you know, sometimes you just got to cool off a little bit whenever you're playing a little out of control.
Oh, absolutely. And not to mention, you know, he's a starter, so you don't want him fouling out before the halftime. So you're going to need him in the second half.
Yeah, you don't get 6 fouls. This is not the NBA, right?
Absolutely.
It'll be a turnover against the T-Rockets, so the Indians will come away with it. The Indians have yet to put it into the hoop here in the second quarter. It's been all Toledo. The T-Rockets have 3 field goals here in the second frame. Hunter Markley at the free throw line. Looking for Colton Mobley. He's going to let loose of one from the side. Puts it up and in.
Oh, I think they only called it 2.
So a 2-pointer.
It was a pretty shot.
Colton Mobley has 9 for the Indians. Schaefer into the lane. His shot is blocked, but they're going to call push against Hunter Markler. No, did they say it was 30? They said it was Kendrick Fowler.
Yep.
With the foul.
I think Aaron's calling himself a timeout.
All right, so the Indians will talk about it. They're going to take a 30-second timeout. We will take a timeout as well. This is Special Olympics basketball. Here from Bowling Green State University, Indians lead it 19-10. Back after these messages.
This is the Meat Man, Gary Collins from Collins Meat and Food Market. This July, we will be celebrating 40 years in business. Don't forget to stock your freezer with one of my 19 economy meat bundles, ranging from $19.95 to $179.95. It's still the most economical way to buy meat. We would also like to say good luck to the basketball team, the Hopewell Indians, at the Special Olympics State Tournament. Come in and see us at Collins Meat and Food Market, where you can't beat our deli and meat prices. Enjoy the weekend, and remember, keep smiling.
State Farm agent Kyle Libby is proud to support the Hopewell Indians in the 2020 Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament. Congratulations to all the players on your regional championship, and good luck this weekend in the Special Olympics Final Four at Bowling Green State University. Go Hopewell from State Farm agent Kyle Libby, 265 Downtowner Plaza in Coshocton, or visit libbyinsurance.com.
Back at Bowling Green State University, 4:54 to play in the second quarter, and the Hopewell Indians leading the Toledo T-Rockets 19-10. Casey Claxton here with Sean Neighbor. Any surprises from the team that you've seen today there, Coach?
No. We play our last regular season game at the end of December, and then we have a long break to the regionals, and then we have a long break to the state. So when you have that long of a break, you're going to be a little rusty. You're going to be a little out of sorts until you get settled down and ready to go. And this T-Rockets team is a good team. It's probably some of the stiffest competition they've played all year.
Zach Schaefer is at the free throw line for the T-Rockets. Off the mark on his first attempt. Got some substitutions. Jasmine Brown into the ball game. James Bowser for the T-Rockets. Also Chris Nizgadza will also get back into the game.
Looks like Coach Schaefer likes to keep his guys fresh and constantly rotated.
Now I'm going to assume that Zach Schaefer, who is at the free throw line, has got to be some type of a relative to John Schaefer. Is that would that be a correct assumption?
Well, and Zach's a pretty big guy, and it looks like his coach is a pretty big guy. So I think that would probably lend well to a good assumption.
I wouldn't want to fight either one of them. You know?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. If we're playing tug of war, I want them on my team. Jacob Levine throws it away. It's picked up by Schaefer, and he will head to the far end of the court along with his T-Rockets teammates. Nizgadza, loose ball on the floor. He'll battle with Jacob Levine. Showing a little bit of emotion here at the state semifinals.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line for these guys.
You know, this has been a goal for many of these players to make it to the state finals, win a state championship. Got to mention the likes of Dakota Mobley, who's not able to play because he had injured himself earlier this year. He had wanted to be out there with his three brothers, but he's sitting right here in front of us on the sideline, cheering him on.
Yeah, we played a tournament up in Strasburg in December, and he took a hard fall and messed up one of his ligaments in his knee, and so he's worked really hard to try to get back, and it's close, but it's just not worth it to risk it. So, but he's here on the bench cheering his brothers and his teammates on. He's been really supportive in practice. He's been helping run drills, just trying to do whatever he can to help this team advance.
Being a good leader.
Absolutely.
Hunter Markley steps out of bounds. That will turn it over to the T-Rockets. So Nizgadza will run the point on the far end of the court for Toledo. They go inside to Bowser. His shot is off the glass and in.
Nice job.
So Bowser banks it home. Makes it 19-13 as they cut into that Hopewell lead. They've outscored the Indians 8-2 here in the second quarter.
Job.
But there's a good shot by Colton Mobley. He leads all scorers with 11 here in the ball game as the Indians increasing their lead now.
That little move is Colton's bread and butter.
They'll say Niz Gadza travels with the basketball. Turn it back over to the Indians. .333 to play here in the first half. Again, here at Bowling Green, we have actually there's 4 courts. On the left side of the screen, you can almost see a little mini soccer field that can also be used for just about anything. It's probably a multi-purpose, but they've got some soccer goals that are kind of to our left, and then there's 2 courts over to the right. But what a wonderful facility here at Bowling Green. Down court pass to Niz Gadza. He puts it up and in. So, you know, it's one of those things that this team here, this T-Rockets team, really starting to come back on Hopewell. It's 21-15 now.
I think Coach John Schaefer is trying to give Aaron Mullins a little bit of his own medicine with that aggressive press on the inbound.
And that's something maybe the Indians weren't expecting, because we really hadn't seen any pressure from them up to this point. Oh, Jacob Levine from way out there. I don't think it was a 3, but
no.
He had to be right on the line. That's Levine's second basket, give him 4.
Got Bowser with the travel on that one.
They will turn it back over to the Indians. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Hunter Markley all the way down. High arcing shot is short. Fight for the rebound right underneath the basket.
Looks like we got an injury.
Looks like that's Francisco Valley, who is down on the court. He kind of looking at him, rubbing his elbow there.
Yeah, I think he hit his elbow off the floor. Might hit that funny bone that's not quite funny.
Yeah, a little. I know that tingle. So he will hop up and head to the end of the bench, and we'll sort things out. Ellie Willier will check into the game, replacing him.
In school age in Special Olympics Ohio, you have 2 divisions. Division 1 is the younger kids. Division 2 is the 16 to 22.
And you can play up if you would like to.
Yes.
So a younger player who might be under the age of 16 could play up in Division 2.
We just can't have anyone play down. So.
And in this division, the age cap is 22. Is that right?
Yes. And that's because for a lot of individuals with developmental disabilities, which Special Olympics takes care of, you can go to school up to the day before your 22nd birthday. And so that's why that's the cutoff.
We saw a 3-pointer from way outside by Antonio Nino, who drained a long 3 the last time that the T-Rockets were down the court. Indians now will have it underneath their own basket. .211 to play here in the first half. Indians leading. They couldn't get that shot to fall. Nino, long down court pass. Shuley couldn't get the layup. Jacob Levine drives. He can't get it through the hoop. Got his own rebound. Might have been fouled. He throws it up high off the glass. Markley battling with Nino. Nino down court. Showing that quarterback style with that long down court pass.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, it looks like Schuler, when he got it, he fell and slid, so they got him with the travel.
Here's Markley from the free throw line, and
nice.
Got it.
Beautiful move.
Able to drop that one in. That's his first points in the second quarter. He's got 8 for the ball game, being Hunter Markley.
And that's actually uncharacteristically for Hunter. He's usually a very consistent scorer. So hopefully he'll get warm in the second half.
Antonio Nino lets a 3 fly. T-Rockets get their own rebound. Couldn't get that neck shot in either. And Markley is fouled coming down the court on the sideline.
Yeah, it looks like they got Nino for that one.
Nino's going to need a break. He's been up and down.
I love the hustle. And they've got some pretty big guys that play down there underneath, but they've got some good moves, and they hustle up and down the court quite well.
The T-Rockets have 15 players on their roster, so they do have a deep bench. Markley looking for Mobley. They can't connect, and it'll go out of bounds. Antonio Nino fights off Markley to get the inbounds pass. I tell you, Nino's going to let it fly again. There it is.
There it is.
Wow.
Not what you envision in a point guard or somebody that can drain the three.
Antonio Nino with his second straight three-pointer. He's got 6. Here's Scott Ballantyne with it, who checked in a moment ago. Here's a 3 for Jacob Levine. Can't get it to drop. Nino with the rebound.
Turnover. Jacob's got the ball.
Levine with it now, coming down, crossing midcourt to Markley. You can tell he's putting his head down, going right to the
Nice
basket.
job.
Puts it up and in.
That's the Markley we're used to seeing.
Markley has 10. Now a couple of substitutions. Looks like we may have a timeout on the court, so we will look to take a timeout as well.
Hopewell Indians basketball is brought to you by RHDD, Pearl Valley Cheese, State Farm Insurance Agent Kyle Libby, Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home, Collins Meat and Food Market, and Echoing Hills.
And we're back to start our third quarter of play. The Hopewell Indians leading 27-21 over Toledo. T-Rockets started with the basketball to open the quarter. And now a quick turnover. Indians will have it. Here's a quick steal by Joe Saunders. He goes the other way. Can't get his layup. Markley with the rebound and heads to the far end of the court for the Indians. Shot on the baseline. Up and no good by Chris Mobley, or that was Colton Mobley rather. And now a turnover right on the side. We'll give it back to the T-Rockets.
Yeah, there's a number of brothers on this team. It can be interesting to keep all the names straight.
That's Zach Schaefer inside for the T-Rockets. He's going to be fouled in the act of shooting. Looks like they're going to saddle Colton Mobley with that foul.
Schaefer's definitely a handful underneath that basket.
Tell you, when he gets inside and he gets position, you're not going to move him.
Odds are he's moving you.
That's right. Zach Schaefer at the line. He'll shoot 2. After the miss, Indians holding tight to a 6-point lead. Schaefer nails the second of 2.
Good foul shot.
That's Braden Markley. He had to sit a lot in the first half as he picked up 3 quick fouls. I know he's excited to be back in there, but he's going to have to be careful. Keep emotions in check, too.
Absolutely.
Liam Douglas will inbound it to Schaefer as the T-Rockets will be back on the attack. Schaefer's running jumper, no good. That's Chris Mobley with the rebound. To Braden Markley, he can't get the layup. Colton Mobley with the offensive board.
They're gonna call the jump on that one.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. Maybe an over the back. He got tangled up with Cheyenne Tate, and that will be a jump ball. Schaefer has it taken away by Markley. He will go the length of the court, flip it up and through.
I believe that's Braden's first points of the game.
That is his first.
Jacob
Levine
with the steal.
gets blocked, but fires it back up. Ball still loose. We're hearing whistles, but they're coming from courts 2 and courts 1. We've got 2 other games that are taking place here at Bowling Green in the Rec Center.
And unfortunately, it can get kind of confusing for the guys because they don't know where the whistle's coming from.
Championship game will be played tomorrow. The winner of this contest will play at 12 noon against West Licking. And of course, that's a team, Sean, you mentioned that the Indians have played twice this year. 1 win, 1 loss against that team.
Yeah, we got our win at home, and then they got their win at home. So definitely hard fought.
.620 remaining in the third quarter of play, with the Indians on top 29-22 over Toledo. Teams exchange turnovers. Pretty good crowd on hand here for both of these communities. Levine catches one right in the chops. And now a loose ball out of bounds will turn it back over.
When we've played them before, and even now, 21 for them, Liam Douglas, I don't think you could find a guy on this court that's happier to be out there playing basketball.
He is always wearing a smile. Now watch him come over and help his buddy up.
He's about the size of Schaefer's leg, but he's going to make sure he gets up.
Oh, yeah. He is.
And I think that's what's probably the best that I've seen with Special Olympics and all of their sports. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a shot. And it's not always about winning.
Yeah. Colton Mobley can't get his shot to go. Markley with it now going into the lane, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul. Not sure if it's going to be a block or a charge. We're going to say it's a block against Nathan Gore. Must have been on the floor, so the Indians will have it inbounding from underneath their own basket. So now we've got wholesale substitutions for the T-Rockets as Coach John Schaefer sending 5 new players out onto the floor. James Bowser's out there. Markley's shot won't go. Chris Nies-Gadza is there. Jasmine Brown. Also Francisco Valley. He's back into the game. He went down with an injury earlier. It's good to see him back out there.
Must have got rid of that tingly in the elbow.
Oh, yeah. So now a little bit of a discussion between the officials over where they should inbound the basketball and who should have it. I know the Indians, Colton Mobley was saying, hey, I'll take it out. We'll take the ball.
You'll give it to me, I'll take it.
Indians now using a little bit of a press. Nies-Gadza goes into the lane to Francisco Valley. His shot up, no good. Nies-Gadza gets the rebound, and he's going to be hacked in the act. That'll put him at the free throw line for 2. Foul is on Colton Mobley.
Yeah, sometimes individuals can get a little agitated with the refs, but they need to understand that these refs are not compensated. These are all high school refs that donate their time, and there's a lot of them here for a lot of games, and they do not have the power of replay either. So it's, you know, they do the best they can, and they do a really good job.
There are some officials' faces that I recognize that do high school games in Coshocton County. So even some of our officials are hailing from the ECOL and IVC and Muskingum Valley League.
Yep, they bring them from all over the state. It's a good job.
James Bowser will inbound it for the T-Rockets. He gets it to Nies Gadza. Now it's stolen away by the Indians. Markley, a dribble and drive. Shot won't go. Bowser the rebound. He brings it the other way. A little bit of a push off and a travel, but no call. Nies Gadza gets the pass and puts it up and in. Nies Gadza. He's got 4.
Things are getting a little wild out there now.
Jasmine Brown with a shot at the wrong basket. All of her fans were like, no, the other way.
Well, and for a lot of them, it's tough. At halftime, you know, they switch baskets. And
yeah.
You get in that mode to fixate it
Yeah.
at where you're supposed to go.
That's all right. She'll get her chance on this end. She just thought, hey, I got the ball. I'm letting it fly.
Everybody else is getting a chance. Why can't I?
That's right.
They're going to get Bowser on the push.
Yeah, you need, when you see that arm come up, you know, stiff arm in football, okay.
Well,
in the hoops game,
And they missed that one down here earlier, so it was kind of nice to see him get that one.
Yeah. Four minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Nies Gadza up and in.
Braden had a shot down on the other end, and he just couldn't get it to drop.
Nies Gadza has 8. He's been a spark since he got into the game in the second quarter.
Nice job, Jacob.
Jacob Levine on the receiving end of a shoulder-to-shoulder play on the side court. James Bowser called for the foul. Now Zach Schaefer will come back in. He'll probably take his normal position back, take his position back at the point guard as the Indians will go on the attack. Schaefer will have to play some defense first. Colton Mobley to trigger it into Markley. Couldn't get the 3.
Just couldn't get it to fall.
Nies Gadza coming down. His layup no good. Offensive board to Chris Mobley. To Colton, up
Nice
and in.
job.
First points of the second half for Colton Mobley. He's got 13. To Schaefer, runs over Mobley. He gets the bucket. Looks like there was a tie-up down underneath. Getting a little emotional.
Yeah, things are getting a little wild out there. There's a lot on the line for these guys.
Close ball game. You know, the Indians led 17-4 at the end of the first quarter. They held a 27-21 lead at halftime. But this has been pretty nip and tuck from halftime on.
And I would say your statement earlier about Zach and Coach John Schaefer is pretty correct, because he was giving him a spirited pep talk over on the sideline.
Yeah, sometimes whenever you coach your own kid, you're just a little bit more intense. I'm guilty of that. I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes you coach your own kid, you might say whatever you want to say if it's your own kid.
Yeah, I know that Jason, he's held to just a little bit higher standard than everybody else. So I know there's days he looks at me, he's like, really, Dad? Really?
And big brother too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, that's right. My son Trevor is one of the coaches as well. So
You know, he's getting it from all angles.
that he does.
Do you guys have like a no talk about basketball policy over dinner or anything like that? You know.
So Trevor played 6 years of football. He wrestled for a couple. Played a lot of years of baseball. My daughter Michaela, she's and they all go to Coshocton. Basketball, soccer, softball. I always tell them, I don't coach you from the stands. That's your coach's job. I'm there to rah-rah, cheer you on. And when the game's done, when you're ready to talk about what happened, we'll talk about it.
Yep. Markley and the Indians will go towards the far end of the court. Markley all the way down, could not rattle it in. Missed the layup. Here's Patrick Jordan. He's got his eye on the hoop. A little bit short. Indians will keep possession.
Well, there's been a few of those down there. I don't think we could buy a good bucket.
Tell you, they've had some rattle in and out. Kind of give it the little roundabout the hoop. That one there just could not fall. We got a standing room only crowd here as you look at the far end of the court.
Oh, absolutely. Be kind of nice if we could get ourselves one more set of bleachers down there.
Willier couldn't get the layup for the T-Rockets. Indians lose the ball on the other end of the court. And now Toledo will come to the near side. Labish can't get the free throw. Offensive rebound by Patrick Jordan. It's no good. And now Gabe Shuley can't get it to fall. Hunter Markley is shaken up. They will come over and tend to him. We'll go ahead and take a quick break while they check on Hunter. Again, our score 31-26. Special Olympics Ohio basketball from Bowling Green State University. Back right after these messages.
Your friends at the Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home have been serving families from the Coshocton County area since 1970. For over 50 years, our funeral directors and employees have supported local organizations, schools, nonprofit groups, and extracurricular activities involving the youth in our community. Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home would like to wish the best of luck to the Hopewell Indians and congratulate the team and their families for their hard work and dedication this season. Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home, proud member of the Dignity Memorial Network of funeral, cremation, and cemetery service providers. 186 Park Avenue in Coshocton.
This is the Meat Man, Gary Collins from Collins Meat and Food Market. This July, we will be celebrating 40 years in business. Don't forget to stock your freezer with one of my 19 economy meat bundles, ranging from $19.95 to $179.95. It's still the most economical way to buy meat. We would also like to say good luck to the basketball team, the Hopewell Indians, at the Special Olympics State Tournament. Come in and see us at Collins Meat and Food Market, where you can't beat our deli and meat prices. Enjoy the weekend, and remember, keep smiling.
And we welcome you back to Bowling Green. The T-Rockets are on quite a run. Couple of baskets by Antonio Nino. Less than 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Going to do an update on the score. The T-Rockets leading 32-31 over Hopewell. We'll update our scoreboard here. We had a couple of points, a couple of baskets that were scored during the break. As we'll update our internal scoreboard here so you can see the score at home. But Toledo is leading for the first time, 32-31. .32 for Toledo. There we go.
And I'm sure
we'll keep it right here during the break.
I'm sure during that timeout, Aaron's gotten them refocused and just let them go. Guys, this can slip away if we're not careful.
So this is the first time that the T-Rockets have had the lead in the basketball game. Again, Hopewell jumped out to a early 17-4 lead at the end of one. They led 27-21. And now 6 straight points by the T-Rockets. They have a 32-31 lead.
And this is what you want to see. You don't want to see a lopsided game. You want a good, hard-fought contest.
Yeah, you don't want to blow out. Patrick Jordan with a layup. Can't get it to go.
And that's what's nice about the state's divisioning system. They've got plenty of divisions. The coaches meet, and they do coaches' reports so that the teams can get accurately put in divisions to meet up with teams of the same skill level.
Jacob Levine comes away with a steal. He will head to the far end of the court, misses the layup.
Nino's looking to pass.
Long down court pass. Missed a couple of easy ones, but on the third attempt, Gabe Shuley is able to drop it in. It's Seth Dobson to Markley. Markley running jumper. Can't get it to fall. Nino looking long, down long again. Patrick Jordan spears it. His shot, no good. Offensive rebound by Shuley. Can't get the putback. Still loose on the court as it trickles out of play.
Jacob with the try to get it back in there and just went wild on him.
So the T-Rockets will keep the ball. They lead by 3. Willier's shot, no good. Couple of more putbacks, but Gabe Shuley puts in another bucket. Tell you what a turn of events.
That's the end of the third.
And that will be the end of the third quarter of play. It's Toledo 31 leading Hopewell. We've got 1 quarter remaining from the Special Olympics Ohio State semifinals. Back right after these messages.
State Farm agent Kyle Libby is proud to support the Hopewell Indians in the 2020 Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament. Congratulations to all the players on your regional championship, and good luck this weekend in the Special Olympics Final Four at Bowling Green State University. Go Hopewell from State Farm agent Kyle Libby, 265 Downtowner Plaza in Coshocton, or visit LibbyInsurance.com.
Built on a foundation of compassion and integrity, RHDD is dedicated to supporting individuals with a disability to live and work in their community. Safe in a family environment, individuals are empowered to achieve personal and professional goals, knowing they will be encouraged and assisted throughout their journey. RHDD, every service, every day. Every challenge is about the person, for the person, and with the person. Congratulations and good luck to the Hopewell Indians at the 2020 Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament.
Ready to start our 4th and final quarter of play from the Special Olympics Ohio State semifinals. Casey Claxton here with Sean Neighbor. The Toledo T-Rockets leading Hopewell 36-31. They had quite a run in that third quarter and on a 5-point lead, but you know, this is a Hopewell team that has the players and the personnel to battle back.
Yeah, the talent and the skills are there. We just need to put it together, and we'll be all right.
So the Indians will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Colton Mobley inside. Can't get his shot to go. Joe Saunders can't handle a long pass. And we have a foul. Hunter Markley is quickly back up. Fouls went against Joe Sanders.
Yeah, I think when Braden landed, he kind of jammed that wrist a little bit, got a little numbness in it. hopefully get it worked out. Braden's a southpaw, so that left hand's pretty important to him.
Looks like he's going to stay in the ball game, just going to shake it off. Chris Mobley will get it inbounds, looking for Markley. Hunter Markley's a little gimpy out there too. Looks like he's fighting through some pain.
Yeah, Hunter's struggled with some ankle issues throughout the season.
Had a whistle on the other end. Going to be a foul against Joe Saunders. Looks like that's Hunter Markley down once again. So Aaron Mullins is going to walk the length of the court to try to check on Markley. I'd say he was a little gimpy earlier, as we mentioned.
And that's what you like to see. Schaefer came over, put his hand on his back, made sure he was okay.
Well, and Hunter wants the free throws here. Indians trailing 36-31. 7:30 to play here in the game. Indians trailing. Markley misfires on his first attempt. He'll get one more. I think they're going to go ahead and send Dylan Dobson into the game. He's going to check in just a second. I would imagine he's probably going to come in for Markley after they let Markley attempt the free throws. And can't get it to fall, but they will go ahead and blow the whistle. Does he get one more? It must have been a three. Was he shooting a three when he was fouled?
No, actually, I think they got somebody on the lane
violation. Lane violation. So he'll get one more crack at it. Indians need this bucket.
And Hunter's a pretty consistent free throw shooter, but with that ankle the way it is.
Gore with the rebound and the basket. Going all the way down the court. Timeout on the floor as the Indians want to talk about it as they trail the T-Rockets. This is the Special Olympics Ohio State semifinals from Bowling Green State University. Back right after these messages.
Pearl Valley Cheese has been family owned and operated for 90 years. We know all about tradition, hard work, dedication, and building a great team. Pearl Valley Cheese would like to congratulate the Hopewell Indians on another trip to the Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament. We're proud of your efforts on and off the court. Pearl Valley Cheese. Visit our factory and retail store in the beautiful rolling hills of eastern Ohio in Coshocton County. We're located on State Route 93, just 3 miles north of Fresno and 5 miles south of Baltic.
Do you enjoy caring for others and having fun at the same time? Are you looking for more than just a job? Echoing Hills is a Christian ministry supporting individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities where they live, work, play, and worship. We are currently hiring direct support professionals in all of our Ohio locations. We'll provide the training, you provide the big heart and a love for life. Please visit ehvi.org/careers for more information.
7:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. Indians trailing 38-31 as they are down by 7 against the T-Rockets from Toledo Public. Indians will have the basketball. Seth Dobson will inbound it. What do you think Coach Mullins' message was to his team there during the timeout?
I watched his mouth, and the first thing he said was, let's go play some basketball.
Got a foul at the other end of the court. Foul's going to go against Zach Schaefer. Throwing that elbow.
Oh, that's not an elbow I want thrown at me.
Yeah, he's a stout lad. So coach will call for the younger Schaefer to come out.
Oh, sounds like that's the 7th on them. It looks like we might get 1-and-1.
Antonio Nino. Player control foul will keep it underneath the basket. Here's a quick pass inside. Shot no good. Jacob Levine rattles it in.
Nice job.
The Indians needed that bucket.
Does he get in the and one?
That's Levine's first points of the second half. They really need him to have a good fourth quarter.
Yes, they do.
So that makes it 38-33. Jacob Levine will be at the free throw line to shoot one.
Yeah, this is an odd breakdown for the scoring. Usually it's Jake and Colton with a lot of the underneath baskets, and Hunter and Braden with a lot of the outside and fast break points, and it's just not the way it's been falling today.
Markley's free throw a little strong, but we have a lane violation. Or no, that's Levine rather. So I believe a violation against the T-Rockets, so Levine will get another crack at it.
Definitely need to cut this lead.
Jacob Levine with the free throw, in and out. Indians get the rebound. Levine and Dobson. And now another foul on the floor. Foul's going to go against Nathan Gore. So with it being 1-1, that should send the Indians to the line.
Yep, and it'll be Jacob.
Tell you what, if we can make our free throws here, Coach, they can win this game.
We got a nickname for Jacob on the team.
.6:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
We got a nickname for Jacob on the team. He's usually a really consistent shooter.
Yeah.
But we played a game earlier in the season, and it was a rough one, and he got fouled a lot, and they just weren't following him.
Niezgadza drains the basket and is fouled.
And he shot 14% from the free throw line that night, so the team calls him 14%. That's his nickname.
14%. And they say that with love, right?
They do. Oh, he loves every minute of it. Because then I think the very next game he went out and probably hit 7 of 8 of them, knocked down a couple of threes. These guys they're like brothers, and sometimes, brothers get a little rowdy with each other, but in the end, they love each other. Like I said, they've been together for 4 years now. They've made it to the state. This is the 4th time in a row.
Niezgadza has 10 points on the night. His free throw a little bit strong. Offensive rebound by the T-Rockets.
Nice job, Dylan.
Nathan Core couldn't get it back up and in, but the T-Rockets will keep the basketball. Niezgadza will inbound it. We get it out front to Shuley. Into Niezgadza, off the glass and in.
That was a good move.
He's had a great game. He's got 12. Indians the other way. Markley. His pass is high above the head of Mobley. Markley still nursing that wrist. Coach Mullins getting Hunter Markley off the bench. He's going to come in.
Yeah, I think they taped up Hunter's ankle, got him back out there.
Francisco Valley will bring it ahead. No, that's Antonio Nino. Excuse me. Nino had a couple of threes back in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised if he lets one fly here soon. Niezgadza. Ball loose on the court. Shuley has his pass stolen away. Still loose on the court. And up and in by Nathan Gore after his steal. Biggest lead of the night for the T-Rockets. What a change of events. Hopewell led 27-21 at the break. but the T-Rockets have really put points on the board here in the second half. Nino just a little bit off the mark on that pass.
We need to have a net up like they do in baseball for the foul balls.
Have to keep our eyes peeled. Get it inbounds to Jacob Levine. Colton Mobley fighting his way to the basket. Levine with
Nice job, Jacob.
with the pickup of the loose ball and puts it up and in. Indians really needed that basket. Niezgadza misses the layup. Hunter Markley steals it away, and now he's going to be fouled. Foul goes against Nathan Gore of the T-Rockets. And that should put Markley at the free throw line with a 1-and-1, I would imagine.
I believe that's what I just seen the ref motion. Oh, sounds like they're yelling 2 from the scorer's table.
So maybe 10 fouls. So they're in the double bonus. So Hunter Markley will take his place at the charity stripe and attempt 2 shots. Indians need these free throws.
Hopefully with Hunter taking that little break, he's able to get settled down.
A little bit strong on his first attempt.
Looks like they taped up Braden's wrist and got him back in.
So Braden Markley checks back in. Christopher Mobley will take a seat. Markley's second free throw. Off the mark. Steal by Markley of the Indians. Gets it back for the red team. Now Antonio Nino picks off an errant pass. And Jacob Levine will get him on the arm. Say this, heading down the stretch, Coach, it's going to be about free throws.
Because now with they're in 1-and-1.
So the winner of this contest is going to be the team that can knock them down at the charity stripe. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the game. Antonio Nino got his own rebound, fouled, and puts it in.
And one.
You know, it was a 1-and-1, and only one player for the T-Rockets went into the lane. But it was Nino who got his own rebound, put it back up and in, and then he drew the foul. It's Nino's first points here in the fourth quarter. He's had a great game. He's got 14, looking for 15, and got it.
Yeah, he did.
Back to a 12-point game. Biggest lead of the night for the T-Rockets. Foul's going to go against Niezgadza. So now Markley of the Braden variety will be at the free throw line shooting 2. So some discussion from the sideline, whether it's 1 shot or 2 shot for Braden Markley. He'll get 2.
Oh.
Could not connect on the first. The official kind of directing traffic there. Markley for the backside of 2. Offensive rebound by the Indians. Levine!
Nice job, Jacob. And he gets the foul.
The first put back by Colton Mobley. After his misfire, Levine gets the offensive board, puts it up and in. So you'll take that every time.
Every time.
Levine now with 10 points in the game. Some more substitutions coming in for the T-Rockets. That's Patrick Jordan into the ball game. Francisco Valley also in. Jaden LaBiche also checks in. Jacob Levine will be at the free throw line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Nice job, Jacob.
Give him 11. Indians need to play some defense here, trailing by 9. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Antonio Nino misfires. And it's last touch by the Indians as it goes out of play.
Yeah, they need to play the defense, but they need to have that controlled defense. We can't let them get those easy shots.
And I tell you, the T-Rockets have a pretty tall lineup into the game right now. Good block there by Colton Mobley. Patrick Jordan from downtown hits the three.
It was a beautiful three. And I don't think Dylan could have played any better defense on it either.
Patrick Jordan with a three ball. Tell you, that was a great shot. Turnover by the Indians. Watch out, Faith. Faith Merriman on the camera for us on the sideline. She's all right. She's safe, Mom.
If nothing else, I think she might start asking for some hazard pay.
That's right. Colton Mobley can't get that ball in the hoop for the Indians. T-Rockets the other direction. Levine comes up with a loose ball. It's just looks like a playground game at times when it's that ball loose.
It's definitely a scrum. Oh, they're finally going to call travel on somebody.
Going to call travel. .317 remaining in the contest. Timeout on the floor as the Indians trail. Back with more right after this 30-second timeout.
This is the Meat Man, Gary Collins from Collins Meat and Food Market. This July, we will be celebrating 40 years in business. Don't forget to stock your freezer with one of my 19 economy meat bundles, ranging from $19.95 to $179.95. It's still the most economical way to buy meat. We would also like to say good luck to the basketball team, the Hopewell Indians, at the Special Olympics State Tournament. Come in and see us at Collins Meat and Food Market, where you can't beat our deli and meat prices. Enjoy the weekend, and remember, keep smiling.
A little more than 3 minutes to play here in this state semifinal. I believe the last update was 3:17 on the clock.
You are correct, sir.
So the Indians trailing 50-38. Biggest lead of the ball game. Twice now, the T-Rockets have led by a dozen. The Indians do have the basketball. A little bit of a three-quarter press by head coach John Schaefer's T-Rockets team. Markley's pass is off the mark.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of the first, the Indians thought this is what the fourth quarter was going to look like.
I tell you, it was all Indians. I mean, Hopewell led 17-4 at the end of the first quarter. But this second wave of players that's currently on the floor right now, Coach Schaefer's kind of went with a first quarter team and a second quarter team. And then likewise, third quarter and fourth quarter, he found who was here to play. And that's the group that you see on the court right now.
Absolutely.
You know, Antonio Nino, he didn't start, but he's been a force. Here's Jacob Levine and the Indians. Levine's shot won't connect. Nino, long down court pass to Nis Gadza, and he goes the length of the court, misses the layup. Markley the other way. His pass intended for Mobley, and Antonio Nino comes up with it.
Yeah, if he could have got it just a pass off just a little bit earlier, I think he'd have had his man.
Turnover by the T-Rockets. Jaden Labish called for a double dribble. Hunter Markley to Levine. Here comes the Indians.
Oh.
Colton Mobley can't connect on the long one. Hunter Markley's can't get it. Jacob Levine offensive rebound. His putback can't find the bottom of the bucket.
And they're calling him on the travel.
And a travel against Antonio Nino.
Good defense by Colton and Jacob.
Tell you, both these teams, you know, we mentioned it before, embracing the all gas, no break.
It's definitely been nice to see a team match up well with us. I'm not happy that we're down, but it's good to have good competition like this. It shows you who really wants to go play tomorrow.
So Coach John Schaefer with 5 new players into the game for the T-Rockets. James Bowser in there. Gabe Shuley. Joe Saunders. Here's a 3 by Markley. It won't go.
Schaefer
Zach
got it.
Schaefer with the rebound, and he'll bring it ahead. Markley the steal. And blocked. Joe Saunders with a swat down at the other end. I tell you, he had some speed. Did you see him make that run from midcourt all the way down to the other end?
And then to have the accuracy to hit that just perfect on that layup.
And not foul. Hunter Markley gets
Nice
a
job,
bucket.
Hunter.
Indians needed that. That's Markley's first points of the second half. Markley with a steal. He'll battle for it. Seth Dobson there. Schaefer off the glass. It won't go. Markley the rebound. And he'll head the other way. Markley fouled. That'll put him at the free throw line for a pair. Fouls on Joe Saunders. So Hunter Markley, they need some points. Minute 23 remaining in the contest. Markley's free throw won't go. Chris Mobley will check into the game. He'll replace Seth Dobson.
And for some of these guys, this is if they don't win today, this will be the last game they play on this red team.
Yeah, they'll be moving up to the older group. They're going to wipe off the basket. Markley made the shot, but they're going to say it was a lane violation, I believe, on the shooter. Is that right, Coach?
I don't know if they got him or if they got Chris, number 4.
So a lane violation on the Indians will take away the make on the free throw. So we're under a minute and a half remaining in the game. The Indians with an uphill climb in the final 90 seconds. Schaefer looking to just maybe take some time off the clock. Dribbles into the lane, shoots, got his own rebound. And now he's fouled by Chris Mobley. Zach Schaefer will be at the free throw line. I believe they're in the double bonus. Either way, whether he was shooting or if it was on the floor. He's going to shoot a pair. Schaefer's had a pretty good game. He's got 9 points.
But more importantly, he's been a force to be reckoned with under that basket.
And you know, he is also taking good care of the basketball. I mean, he's got good size, but he has good ball handling skills and able to take care of the ball, not give up turnovers. He misfires on the second free throw. Shot by Colton Mobley is no good. And Hunter Markley got the rebound, but I think they said he stepped on the inline down the far end of the basket. Less than a minute remaining in the game, 52 seconds. We'll try to keep you updated with the clock. Long three-point shot by Schaefer's no good. Niezgadza gets the rebound. Joe Saunders with a three, and it's high off the top of the backboard, and the Indians will get it back. Braden Markley back into the ball game. He'll drive the length of the floor. Misfires, and Nino gets the rebound. Niezgadza the other way. His shot is blocked by Markley of the Hunter variety. But a foul.
Yep, and that's the one thing we can't be doing right now.
Well, foul at least stops the clock, but you got to make your shots at the other end of the basket.
Ain't that the truth?
You know, Coach, you were mentioning that some of the players will be moving on to play on the adult age team, the Hopewell Black team.
Correct.
What players, this will be their last state tournament in terms of being on the youth team? Who will be moving up?
Scott Ballantyne, Jason, and Jacob Levine.
We'll see. Now, will Dakota also move up? I was thinking that Dakota would be moving up.
Dakota could play on this team one more year because he's only 20.
Okay. So he could go one more year.
Yeah, but I think he might move up as well.
And that will be the end of the ball game. Colton Mobley got a basket in the final few seconds, but that will be it here for the Hopewell Indians as they fall 51-42 to the T-Rockets. I'm Casey Claxton here with Sean Neighbor. We'll take a quick 60-second break and be back to wrap this one up right after these messages.
Hopewell Indians basketball is brought to you by RHDD, Pearl Valley Cheese, State Farm Insurance Agent Kyle Libby, Given Dawson Paisley Funeral Home, Collins Meat and Food Market, and Echoing Hills.